I'm Daniel from Woodworking with Dash, and this is 1 year's work in one video of my most unique box builds in one video, guys. It's going to be a long one, but if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and it's snowing outside, sit back in front of the fire and enjoy the show. And if you're in Australia like I am, and it's 40 degrees outside, sit in the air conditioning and enjoy the show. But it's going to be a great show, guys. So let's get into it with number one. My number one box, guys. Blackwood and huon pine pin hinge lid. What a great looking box, guys. Let's get into the build. And today I'm going to make this great box out of blackwood and huon pine. The timbers of Tasmania, guys. So come on a journey and we'll make this box right now. Look at that blackwood, guys. Doesn't it just pop? Same with the huon pine. Getting some timber out of my timber shed now. I've got about 38 different species in there, I think. I love it. Today we're going to make the box out of blackwood, a Tasmanian timber, and another Tasmanian timber called huon pine. Smells so sweet, the huon pine. Okay guys, let's go. Okay, just cutting the blackwood off with the sides now and then cross cut saw. And ripping it roughly to length on the table saw. There it goes. And putting it over the bother. Look at that. The bother's got a helical head in it. And there goes the edge. Great machine. And over to the thickness now. Look at the colour of the blackwood, guys. The chocolate brown colour. Magnificent, isn't it? Really does stand out. I've got the blackwood all machined up now. Look at the colour of the blackwood. The chocolate brown. Great colour, isn't it? Okay, we'll roughly cut them to size. Put a groove in for the bottom. And miter them, cut a bottom, and join them together. Eee. Okay guys, just roughly cutting them to size now. On the cross cut part of my table saw. Easy as. And putting the groove in for the bottom. And testing it on the plywood to see if it actually fits the ply. You don't want it too tight. Just need a little bit more then. There you go. Do it again. And cutting the miters now on the crosscut saw. Could have done it on the table saw, but the crosscut saw cuts a good miter too. And using the masking tape method to put the box together, gluing it up now. I do. And go with the bottom. See, a bit tight. That's good. And the first hand. And there you go, fold it up like a piano accordion. Bit of tape on the end. Check the square then. All good. Taking the box out of the clamps, the next trick is to round over the inside of the box and cut the splines. We'll do that next. Okay, just cutting the splines down on my spline jig. Very simple jig, but it works really well. Very easy. There it is. And cutting the splines off with the tenon saw. I've got the spline cut in the box now. I've rounded over the inside edge. And now we have to cut it on an angle. So we'll cut the two angles, one at 15 degrees and one at, I think it's about 20 to 22 degrees, I think. And this is the huon pine for the top. And after we cut the angles, we'll sand it up, and then we can fit the huon pine. Okay, just cutting the angle now. I've got to stop on my fence. So I just set everything up to the stop, and it cuts the same angle all the time. There you go. I do it in about 3 passes, cutting the angle. You don't want to stress the saw out. Oh, there we go, the final pass. And now sanding it all up on the sander, just to give it a very tactile sort of feel to it. Rounding it all over. I've got the box all cut on the angles now and sanded up roughly. Look at that shape, isn't that great? Very, very tactile, I'd like to say. Very tactile. The trick is to cut the lid. Okay, just cutting the lid now roughly to shape. Just cutting the live edge off it. And ripping it parallel. And running it over the mother now, but it had a cup in it. This is a very wide and short piece sitting in my tin shed. It developed a cup, of course, and see everything is flat. And feel the thickness, there it goes. Just to flatten it off on the other side now. And just marking out for the handle. I'm going to cut it rough on the bandsaw. There it goes, great bandsaw with that, and just rounding it up now with the flush trim cutter against the pattern. There you go. And cutting it to width now. And checking to see if it all fits. You got to do this so many times to make sure everything's right. And need a little bit of budding on the back edge, so over the bother I go. And see if it fits again. I've got the lid cut and fitted now. I've got a couple of packets on the inside of the box to hold it up. It's going to extend past the top of the box about 3/16 of an inch, just to give it the round tactile feel after I round it all over. But yeah, it's all fitted now except for the handle part, which I've got to cut out of the blackwood and let it sit in, but I've got to round at the back. The handle and then cut a little bit out of the blackwood. So we're getting there now, guys. Okay, just putting the big round on the top of the box. There we go, over the handle part. Very big cut of that. I've done it in about 3 passes. You can hear it struggling a little bit. And now, instead of rounding the handle out, I'm just using the saw to go backwards and forwards. Take about half the meat off the handle. And now I'm rounding the blackwood for the handle to fit in. Whoops! There I go, I stuffed it. Okay, it is what it is. I made a mistake here. I blew the top of the box out with the router, so it all splintered. So what I've done, I've made it longer, and I'm gonna incorporate that into the box. So now I'm gonna have 2 little wings on the on each side of the lid of a different timber. If you make a mistake, just incorporate it into your project, and it'll all work out fine. Always does. Okay, guys, we'll stand the box and the lid up now, and then we can hinge it, and then we can do the wings on the front of the box here. Cool. Okay, just building now for the pin hinge, which I use screws for. 40mm screws. Just drilling a bit of 3/8 hole, but it's got to have a plug in it. And now a pilot hole for the screw. And just screwing it in. And that way you can adjust it. But yeah, that works good then. Look at that. Perfect. I've got the lid hinge now. Look at that, easy as. Now I've got to fix up my stuff up. I've got to make a piece each side of the handle as a highlight for the handle. So you see, when you make a mistake, you make a highlight of it. Yay! Okay, just sanding up the little bits of Badook now to fit in. Here they go. Perfecto. Now ripping down the jarrah for the trays for the internals. and putting them through the thickness now to get them down to a height. There they go. Great timber, the jarrah. And cutting them in half now. It's a 25mm. I get 2 pieces out of each piece. And putting it through the planer again. Different camera angle. I'm trying to get a few different camera angles now on my videos. And that's one of them, that's another one. And just gluing up the tray and pinning it together with a pin gun. Easy as, guys, easy as. There it goes. And spraying it up now. Look at that blackwood. Look how it comes up. Same with the jarrah. Guys, we're all finished. The blackwood and huon pine box. Look at that huon pine. It just sparkles. With the jarrah and black tray to hold all your jewellery, and 2 little Paduke wings on the front edge. Just set this box off perfectly. I think it's one of my favourite boxes, guys. Look at that. Come on, great. It actually makes it, you know the word I'm going to use, in a minute. But look at the blackwood, guys. Look at the blackwood and the huon pine. The timber's up to Tasmania again. This box just, I'm going to say it pops. It really does pop. I'm sick of saying pop, but what else can I say? My number 2 box, guys, they say X marks the spot. And it really does with this box. Made of US maple and wenge, African wenge. What a great box. 3 drawers. It just, I'm going to say the word, but I say this word a lot, it pops. It really does pop, guys. Let's get into the build. And today we're going to make this stunning box out of wenge and maple. It's got 3 drawers, the X box I'll call it. So come on a journey and we'll make this box right now. Look at that, guys. Look at those corners, those wenge corners. They come out great. Just ripping the ply now for the substrate and cutting it to length. And pinning the drill runners on with the pin gun and putting the box together with the nail gun. So I've got the substrate made, just a box with the rails in for the drawer slides, and I've divided it up into 3 so I know where the drawers go. The next trick is to cut and groove the drawers and put them together. Just putting them through the thickness now to get them all to one size. There they go. And running them over the dado head to put the groove in for the drawer slides. And running them over my table saw. The joys of having a workshop in the suburbs. Lawnmower engines and dogs. Anyway, I'll live. I've cut all the drawers to length and height now. And I'll put the groove in for the bottom. And I'm just going to pin them together with the pin gun. As you know on this channel, I don't do dovetails. Yeah, I might get some hate mail for that, but anyway, I'll live with it. And yeah, so I'll pin them together with the glue and pin gun now. And putting a bit of glue on the drawers. And pinning them together with the 23 gauge pin gun. There you go. I've got the drawer box all finished there, ready to glue the timber on and do the drawer fronts. I've cut some maple and some wenge. The black and white box with the X. Gonna look good, guys, gonna look good. First trick is to machine the timber up and get into the cramps. And after I got it all cramped up, then I'll cut it down the guts. And that will give us our back and our 2 ends. Okay, just running it over the bother now. And the edge too. There you go, the wenge. Look at the colour of that, guys. Look at the colour of that. And through the thickness as they go. One white, one black. And cutting them on the table saw now. And gluing them up in the cramps. My old sash cramps. They work better than the new ones, I reckon. You wind them up. They work great. And a couple of little cramps on top. And through the sand now. And then cutting them down the guts on the band and resaw. Just take your time. There they go. As you see, I've taken them out of the cramps and I've cut them down the guts, sand on one side. If they get glued to the substrate, they don't have to be thick. So the substrate's going to hold them together. So that's why I can cut them down the guts and get two pieces out of them. But the bloody timber's so expensive. To save money wherever I can. The thickness and we'll clean them up and we'll keep them as thick as possible. Okay, through the thickness as they go. Just to clean them up, here to go ahead and thickness her. And over above the now to get them to the right height. Buzz one side, then buzz the other side. And here I am just cutting the miter. But I can't see the mark, I go in front of the saw. Just to line it all up. And then come back around the other side and just do it. Easy as. And gluing it up and just cramping it to the boxes. I've got the box all cramped up. It's looking good. The next trick is to machine the draw fronts. One wedge, two maple. There you go, same again over the buzzer. Buzzer's got a here to go ahead on it too. So that works really great too. And through the thickness there we go again. And here I am just gluing the drawer fronts on. Bit of super glue and a couple of 3 dabs of type 1-3. And then just pressing it on, holding it for a minute or two. The drawers are all fitted now. Come on, good. So you've got the wenge line all the way around now. The drawers can come in and out. The next trick, we have to do the giant X on the top. Now when I do that, I'm going to leave all timber overhanging. I'm going to trim it off after it's all glued together. But it's very hard to get all your little bits in line. So we have to leave everything overhanging and then we'll trim it up and then I'll use a flush cutter to flush it all up. And here's putting some glue on there and lining it up and cramming it down. Another day, another box. Bloody hot in Melbourne today, by the way. I made patterns for the maple that go in between the X. So now, cut myself a bit of maple, and I put the patterns on the maple so I can trace them out, so I don't waste the timber if they're angled. So I'll just machine the maple now. Okay, just cutting the shapes out rough on the bandsaw. And then cutting them straight on the table saw so they fit. There they go, all fitted up. All glued in through cramps. We're getting there now, the top's all glued on. We're just going to trim it to size and then we're going to round over all the edges. I'll put the handles on the drawers now. So all we're going to do is to trim the top down, sand it up and round over all the edges and the polish. Yay! Okay, just trimming it all up now. I've also put legs on it, as you see. Some wenge legs. And then flushing it up with a flush cutter. And putting a half round on it now. So it's very tactile. And spraying it up. Look at the colour of that wenge. Great colour. We're finished. X always marks the spot, doesn't it? And this X just marks this box perfectly. Look at that, guys. That just... I'm not going to say the word. I'm going to say the word in a minute. With your 3 drawers, it's got a white interior in the black one and a black interior in the white one. Mate, what a box. I'm not going to say the word yet, but I'm going to say it again. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. With the winch corners, the winch corners come out great. Look at that. The winch all the way around. What a great looking box, guys. What a great looking box. I got to tell you the word now. It really does pop. You know it. I know it. And let the world know it. This box pops. And today we're going to make this chaotic lid jewelry box with a burgundy interior and a band of kayos going all the way around the box. This box pops, guys. This box really does pop. So come and join me right now. Time to use all my offcuts that I've got. And I've got a heap of them. So I'm going to make a chaotic lid jewelry box. That means I've got to cramp the offcuts up at least 3 times, maybe 4. I'll work it out. So the first trick is to get all my offcuts into a pattern that I like and just cramp them up. And we'll see what happens. Just sawing down all the offcuts now to about 22mm. Just use all the different species that I've got. Use ash and jarrah and a bit of wenge. The whole heap of different species. There it goes, through the saw. I've got enough timber for 2 panels because I've got no idea how I'm going to work all this yet, so I'll make 2 panels and we'll see how we go. Next step is to plane some of the thicker ones down to 22mm so I can glue them all together. And then I'll do the first glue up and we'll take it from there. Okay, just putting them through the thicknesses now, down to 22mm, the thicker ones. The thickness will work great, as I said before. And gluing them up now, doing the first glue up. As I've taken the panels out of the cramps, I'll trim them up now on the saw, cut the ends off a bit, and I've made them a bit wide, so I have to cut them down again so they fit through the planer. So instead of having 2 panels, I'm now going to have 3 panels. Just trimming up all the ends now, just screwing them off. You can see all the different species there. And ripping it down now on the saw so it fit through the planer. And doing the housework. Everybody's got to do their housework every now and again. And this is mine. That drum gets filled up so bloody often. I don't know. Maybe I work too hard. And putting it through the thickness now. They look like breadboards, don't they? I suppose you could use them as breadboards. There it goes. And then cutting them down again to 22mm again. And you see the pencil marks on the piece? That way I know where to turn it. I know how to turn them. So the pencil marks are the ones that I glue. There you go, just gluing them all up now. Using the old cramps again, I find them so much better than the new ones. I don't know, for me they're so much easier to work. And they're better too, I think. And just putting a cramp on top. Tighten them up. And now cutting them sideways. Remember to keep them in order then. I cut them to about 20mm sideways. And doing the last of them now. And did I turn it? You got to turn every second one. Or did I turn it? I think I turned it. I'm not sure. Did I turn it? I'm getting old. Anyway, I worked it out in the end. Now it's glue up time. There you go, and putting another cramp on top. And getting a bit of beach from my timber shed. I got a heap of timber in there, which I love. And just roughly docking it to size now. I've got the chaotic panel finished in the cramps there, just waiting for that to dry. I've cut some beech timber, a very neutral sort of colour of the beech, sort of a pinky sort of colour, and I've slabbed this up now and dressed it all up, ready to make the surround of the box. Putting it over the buzzer now, cuticle head on the buzzer, and doing an edge. I'll get all the surrounds out of that piece. And further thicken through it goes. Look at the colour of that, guys. And over to the bandsaw to rip it down now. And through the thickness to dress it all up. I've taken the sides out of the cramps. Look at that. Come out great, didn't it? With the band of kayos, I call it, and there's the big kayos pattern, the centre of the panel. Now I'm going to put all these through the sander now, and I'll sand them all down first, and then we'll make the box like we normally make it. And I'll put the surrounds around the top, and we'll take it from there. Yay! I tried putting it through the thickness to see how it turned out, and it turned out great. I thought it might have blown out the end grain, but it didn't. I was quite impressed. I put it for the sander just to finish it off. And cutting the miters now. And cutting them to length. And using the masking tape method, you can see the kayos pattern coming all the way through the box. And gluing it up. And putting it together like normal. Put the bottom in first. And roll everything up. Such a good method to put a box together, isn't it? Tape it up, and I'll put a couple of cramps on it. There you go. I've taken the box out of the cramps. Come out great, didn't it? With this kayos line going all the way around the box. Looks really good, looks really nice. I like it a lot. Okay, the next trick is that we'll cut the tray now, and we'll do that out of Occam, which is a similar cutter to the beech, except a lot cheaper. And then we'll work on the top. We'll do that now, cool. Just putting the tray together with the pin gun. Very easy with the pin gun. And cutting the centre panel now. Just straightening an edge. Moving it over to the fence. And ribbing it to size. There you go. And docking it now. We've got the box all out of the cramps and all assembled. I've cut the tray and inserted that. They come out good, didn't it? Look at that. Now I've also cut the centre panel. They come out magnificent. Look at that. And I've done all the surrounds. So the next trick is to miter the surrounds and glue them onto the centre panel. Yay! I put the centre panel through the sand. I could not put that through the thickness that it would have blown out. But yes, just sanding it up alright, comes out great. And cutting the miters now. And just gluing them on, gluing on the two long ones first. I use my saw bench which is very flat, to keep everything flat. And then doing the end ones now. You can never have too many cramps, guys, as you know. And sanding it down through the thickness of now, for the sander, I mean. I had to do this about 10 times to get it down. That came out good. And over to the saw and cut the 15-degree angle on the top now. You've got a jig to do that, so I cramp it down. You can't hold that. You cramp it down and just keep rotating it and go fairly quick so it doesn't burn. And taking it over to the box now to have a first look at the angle on the lid. There it goes. Looks great. And spraying it up now. Look at that centre panel. Look at that red in the centre panel come up. Great, isn't it? And spraying the rest of the box up. Hey guys, we're all finished. A chaotic lead jewellery box. Look at that. With the burgundy interior. Came up great, didn't it, guys? Came up really good. The beech timber, very neutral and sets it off quite well, doesn't it? With this kayos stripe going all the way around the box. It's another one of my boxes that, I'm going to say the word in a minute, haven't said it yet. Another one of my boxes that just really pops. There, I said it. The Houses of Carlton. This box was inspired by 3 Victorian double-storey terrace houses of Carlton. They've got small doors everywhere. Let's get it in the build. Okay guys, the Houses of Carlton jewellery box. Modelled on 3 houses that you see behind me. Great Victorian houses. The jewellery box got 6 little doors and 3 double doors. So come on a journey and we'll make this box right now, guys. Look at that, guys. Magnificent, aren't they? The houses and the box. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Daniel from Woodworking with Dash, and today we're going to make the Houses of Carlton. Great looking box. Made of 4 different timbers. We have Jarrah, PG, mahogany, pine and blackwood with an Australian beech roof. Look at that, guys. I'm not going to say pops, I'm going to save that to the end of the video. 6 little drawers and 3 double drawers. So come on a journey and we'll make this box right now, guys. Okay guys, great looking box, isn't it? Very unusual. Now I've cut birch ply to 85mm. Take the carcass of the box now. We'll do halving joints in the shelves. Just cutting the box now. And doing the halving joints. Pretty easy, these halving joints. And taking them over to the bench. I've got all the substrate cut now, got the carcass cut, done the halving joints, and it's all ready to be glued and nailed together. Nailing the carcass together. Got the substrate all done now, got the back on it, so it's a nice solid box now. I've got a row of 3 drawers there, a row of 3 little drawers there, and 3 bigger drawers in the centre. So that should look good. And I've got to make the drawers out of Ockham, 25mm Ockham. I'll cut it down the gut, 2 sides out of each one. It's a nice light material to make the drawers out of. Then we can decide what timber we're going to have for the fronts. It's all about doing the substrate first, and once you get a substrate made, you can do anything. You can make drawers, you can glue to it, screw to it, whatever you like, because it's the solid core to make the box out of. So you can do anything you like to this now. So that's why I like making substrates. Just ripping the drawers now. And cutting them down the guts on the bandsaw. There you go. Even a big YouTube star like myself has to do some housework sometime. Wish I had an apprentice. Damn. Look at that, all the sawdust, guys. And putting through the thicknesser now. Doing the groove for the bottom. And just cutting into length now, holding them with a pencil. They're very small. And using my new battery operated compressor to put the drawers together. Works great. I've got all the drawers in the box now. Very small drawers, but it's a very small and unusual box. Now I picked the timbers that I'm going to use on the faces, 4 different timbers. Going to use clear pine, Fijian mahogany, and that's a nice orange timber, Jarrah, nice red timber, and the old favourite, Australian blackwood. So they're the 4 timbers that we're going to be using on the box. So I'll machine them up now. So we need a front and a back, the drawers in the front, and a back panel for each species. Just putting them over the bother now. There goes the blackwood. And doing the edge. And through the thickness as they go. The pine and the Jarrah. I've got all the backs cut. Got the Jarrah, the pine, the Fijian mahogany and the blackwood. So they're all going to go across the back like that. Put a small rounder on now, so as to what I call knuckle them together, accentuating the join. So yeah, and then we'll glue them on and then we'll trim them up after they're on. Using a small router now, do the small round. Very easy like that. We're getting there now, all the drawers are fitted. And all the backs and the end panel are fitted. Look at that, 4 different timbers. They'll polish up really well. I've also glued up the block of timber for the pitches of the roofs on the houses. It's going to be a 45-degree pitch, I think. I'll work it out anyway. It might be a little bit under or a little bit over. I'll plane this up first, and then we'll cut the pitches. The pitch is going to be a bit tricky to cut, but I wanted the grain going long ways. So I'll just work that out as I go. I'm sure I'll work it out. Cut the pitch of the roof, and then we'll drill the holes for the resin. But each roof's going to have a different colour resin in it. We'll spray the roof up, but the resin might bleed into the timber if it's not sealed. Over the bother it goes. And through the thicknesser. And cutting the first roof now, 45. I cramped that piece down, they're too big to hold. There you go, see the cramp at the back? Turn it the other way, to the other 45. Set it all up, put a cramp on it again. And now I'm cutting it all. And you notice when I go through, I stop. I don't move the blade until it's completely stopped. And drilling for the resin now. Drilling the holes for the resin. Got them all lined up there. There goes the blue resin. And the red. And then the green and the orange. We've got the roofs done. We got the orange, the green, the red and the blue. So just to distinguish each house from the other one. And we'll glue these on top now. And then we'll cut the roofs themselves. They'll be made out of beech and they'll overhang about 6 or 7 mil each side like a normal roof does. That should look good, shouldn't it? Just putting the beech through the thickness though. It's a big hunk of beech this. And cutting it on a saw so I'll get 3 pits out of it. But I do it in increments. A little bit at a time, otherwise the stress sorts much. Otherwise the stress sorts much. And this is the last cut now. Push it through with the push stick. The blade's up high now, so be careful. And watch what I do with my arms when I finish this cut. Just let him drop and your arms go out from the blade. And cutting the miters now with the miter thread. And fitting the tops. Then marking them so you know what goes where. Another day, another box. Where would you rather be? Here or working? I'd rather be here. And also the weather's picked up. It's not as cold in Melbourne anymore, which is great. So the box is coming up well. All the roofs are on now. They come out good, didn't they? Look at that. Look at that. 4 roofs to 4 houses. But we have a problem. There's always a problem, but we have a problem. The green and the blue resin didn't set. And you can see it dripping there. Look at that. Ugh, yuck. I'll have to dig all these out now and redo them. Okay, just digging it all out now. I should have masked it up first, but I didn't. Just everywhere. And I can't get it on the board. I can't get it off my finger. And then I got to put it back on the chisel. And then I can't get it off the chisel. And it was a nightmare. Digging more out now. And then I finally taped it up. Should have done that in the first place. Now digging the blue out. That blue was hard to get out. It was setting, but it would have taken bloody months to set. But look at that. It's like taffy. Oh yeah. It's a pretty nightmare to get out. A little bit at a time. And cutting the dividers for the doors now. And fitting the door fronts. And cutting them now to width. And gluing them on. So I can just lay the box down, but the doors are pretty small. And just eyeing it up and letting them sit and dry. And spraying it up now. Look at the colour of those, guys. Never get sick of looking at that. All finished. The boxes of Carlton, the houses of Carlton. Guys, look at that. We're all finished. The houses of Carlton. If you've got someone special in your life, guys, this is the box for them. It's a heart box. Box shaped like a heart. Isn't that special? With an interior to hold all your rings and earrings. And a drop-in lid. Just something special about this box, guys. So let's get into the video. I just want to tell you guys how much I appreciate your viewing and how much I love you all by making you a heart box. Look at that, guys. It's a heart box with veneer backs, veneered sides, and an internal heart-shaped jewelry box. It took a lot of making, guys. It took a lot of making, this box. So come on a journey, and we'll make you a fantastic love box right now, guys. Look at that, guys. Very nice. They come out great. Another very unusual box, isn't it, guys? Wish I could see it. I'm going to start by using this stuff. It's called bendy ply. Look at this, guys. 6mm bendy ply. It will just roll up like a ball. Look at that. and then it will just spring back any way you want. It'll bend any way you want. We use it a lot in the shop fitting industry. They're going to start by making the heart shape on a piece of Ockham, and then we'll take it from there. I'll laser the heart shape into the Ockham. As you know, I just make these boxes on the go. I don't design anything. I don't think about anything. I just start. And that's the beauty of doing what you love. You know why I just start, guys? Because I've got no bloody idea what I'm doing. But that's the fun of it. I've cut out some heart shapes on the laser. Look at that. I've cut out 2 heart shapes like that out of the 1/2-inch Ockham. The laser's very powerful. It's a 100-watt laser and it can cut 1/2-inch timber in 2 passes. That's pretty impressive, guys, pretty impressive. So now I've got the 2 halves cut, I can make a frame. So I'll make stanchions now and make it into a frame, and then we can cover it with the bendy ply. Just marking it out now for the internals that I have to cut out, and cutting them out with a jigsaw. There you go, all done. And sanding them up on the spindle moulder, ready to take the bendy ply. And cutting the stanchions now out of Ockham. And putting them through the thickness down to about 1/2 inch. And docking them on the cross-cut thread, but they're very small, only about 40mm I think. So I'll hold them with a pencil and dock them. And I've already pinned them onto the bottom of the box now. Now we're just going to put the top on. So we'll position it right. And then nail it on with the nail gun. All done. I ran out cute, guys. I made myself sick sometimes. Another glorious day in the shed, guys. Okay, I got the heart box all framed up now. Look at that. And now I'm going to cover it with bendy ply, inside and out. And then we're going to veneer it. I'm going to veneer it with these 2 sheets. Now, I don't really know what they are. I think they're burl red gum, I think. I'll cut them short grain so they bend around the corners easy, and we'll veneer it with these. And it should be fun, guys. First job is to cover the heart in bendy ply. We'll do that first. Okay, just cutting the bendy ply now. You'll notice it's very floppy. Look at that. And just gluing up the box now. Starting at the internal point there, and pinning it on with the staple gun so the staples don't pull through. But they get veneered anyway. And now doing the inside, which I just glue on and cramp. A lot of work goes on these boxes like this. We'll take it out of the cramps now and we'll see what we've got. I don't think I'm ever going to work that fast again, guys. The magic of the camera. We'll put it through the sander now to clean up the top edge and also the bottom edge. Okay, just putting it through the sander now just to make it flat. And now gluing the internal veneers. I think they're Afromosa, I think. And just sticking them on there, cutting the last bit now and fitting it all. And now rubbing in the burl red gum, starting at the internal point again. And then doing the back, positioning the first bit of veneer, and now the second bit of veneer. We're getting there now, aren't we? I've got a 2-tone veneer on the back of the box, and I've laminated all the sides, veneered all the sides, and the internals. Bloody hard work, guys. Veneering takes a long time to do. But it'll be worth it in the end. Just to polish up really, really nice. Look at that, guys. It came up great, didn't it? Look at that. Okay, our next trick is to cut a bit of solid timber around the top now to overhang all the way around. So the box lid can rest in there. It's just going to be a lift-out lid, but we'll work on the top of the box now. We're getting there now. Look at that, guys. It came up great, didn't it? All right, we'll work on the top. Cutting the pine. I've done the top surrounding pine, clear pine. There you go. And put it through the thicknesser down to about 7/16, I think. And cutting it out on a small bandsaw roughly. Just cutting most of the waste off. And then gluing it all. And then cramp it on there. There goes the first half. And gluing the second half now, gluing the join. Putting it on and cramping it. You never have too many cramps, guys, can you? And just routering it now. I like working on the top of my box because I'm standing up straight. Otherwise my poor back suffers. And just rounding it over with the round over cutter. I put masking tape around it so it doesn't hurt the veneer. Another day, guys. This box has taken forever. This is now 4 days. And this is the farthest of what I got. But it's come out good. I made one mistake there. I blew it out, so I had to put a patch in, not my best patch. But it'll be covered by the lid. That's fine. But other than that, it's coming up quite nice. Okay, the next step is I've glued up the top and I put a Badoo strip down the front. That's got to line up perfectly with the heart, the inside of the heart. I've also made the pattern for the plug to hold it together on the inside. So I'll cut the plug now and then we'll work out from the plug. So, and then we'll cut the top. So I'll machine the top up first. That's all going to be machined down to the size of the Badoo strip. And we'll take it from there. But it's taken a long time, guys, a long time. But very enjoyable. I haven't done any work like this for a long time. So it's coming up quite well. The heart box. Look at that, guys. Just putting the top now through the thicknesser. And cutting it out roughly with the jigsaw. Then I sanded it all up. Now I'm routing it, putting a half round on there. Do that in about 3 or 4 passes. Look, we're getting there now. I got the top all finished. Got the plug in the back, and I got the dividers inside. Just in there like that. What a great looking box, guys. Very unusual, but you know me, I like making it unusual. So all we've got to do now is to sand it up and polish. Now look at that Badoo pop, as I say. Doing the dance of the spray gun. There. And now the box, the back of the box. Look at the red gun bill. And the dance again. Hey guys, look, we're all finished. The heart box. Come out great, didn't it? Look at the interior. For all your rings and earrings. Box number 6 is not one box. It's 2 boxes, guys. 2 tea boxes. One to hold your tea bags. And the other to hold your tea leaves. Made of ash and jarrah. Let's get into the build. And today we haven't got one box, we have 2 boxes. 2 tea boxes with different interiors. One with tea bags and one with tea boxes. So come on a journey and we'll make these boxes right now. Another day, another box. This time we're going to make this box out of ash. Great looking timber, this ash. I like it a lot. and Jarrah. They're the two staples that we have in Australia, ash and Jarrah. They go so well together. And we're going to make a fairly big box this time. It's going to have 3 compartments. So let's get going, guys. Okay, just starting the thicknesser up now. And putting the Jarrah through. And there goes the ash. The big bit of ash. This is never the thicknesser, guys. It just hums. And mitering the long edge of the box, and now the short edges. And the other edge now. And here I am working faster than I've ever worked. And mitering the ash around the top. There you go, just gluing all the ash around the top now. Another Tuesday morning, and I'm in the shop. Yay! Okay guys, it's time to unpack the box. We'll unpack the lid first. We'll see what we got. We'll see what we have seen. Look at that, guys. It come up great. Okay, near the box. All right, there you go. Some miter around the top. Now, all we have to do is to miter the top into the box. I'll put it through the sander first, clean it all up to get it all ready. And then we'll miter around it, put it in the top. Then I'll put the splines in, and then we'll glue it in and put the splines in at the same time. Then we're going to wait again. We've got to do a lot of waiting for glue to dry. I'm not very patient. Anyway, I'll get there. Put it through the sander now. Okay, through the sander it goes. There you go. Flatten it right off there, sander. Great. And cutting the spines. And doing the long miter on the top now. And taking it out of the cramps. All glued in, all finished. And cutting the spines off with my Japanese pull saw. And rounding over all the edges. And cutting the lid off on the saw. There it goes. And putting it through the sander to clean up all the saw marks. See, I've cut the lid off, and I'll put the lid and the base through the sander to flatten them off. Look at that. Come out great, didn't it? Now, all we got to do is to make the internals. But I've got another surprise for you guys. I didn't just make one box. I made 2 boxes. Both the same, except the reason I made 2 boxes is that I'm going to start selling some of my boxes. I'm going to make a box, I'm going to make an extra one to sell. Because this hobby is a little bit expensive. Timber is bloody expensive, guys, really expensive. Especially some of the African timbers. So I've decided I'm going to start selling my boxes. So if you're interested, just DM me over on Instagram at @22. You'll find me there. If you're interested in buying one of these 2 boxes that I'm making. Okay guys, the next trick is to make the internals of the boxes. But now I've got 2. Okay, just doing the hinges now. And my hinge jig. Pretty easy when you got a good jig. And cutting the huon now for the boxes, for the internals. And whacking it through the thicknesser again. There it goes. The two T boxes, they're both the same, but they're both going to have different internals. The first one's going to have spaces for tea bags, as you see, and that's the lid that goes on top. Now we'll open up, and you see all your tea bags. It's going to have tea boxes in them, three tea boxes with the tea names lasered on the top. So just something different. Each one's a little bit different, and we'll take it from there. And the next trick is we're going to make the tea boxes. Just cutting it on the bandsaw now, cutting the huon. And whacking it through the thicknesser again. And cutting the 45 angles on my thread. There it goes. And just taping all the tea boxes together. I've got the small tea boxes all done, ready to go into the box. 3 of them. And I picked 3 timbers for the tops. I picked myrtle, Tasmanian myrtle, and Tasmanian celery top pine, and Tasmanian sassafras blackheart. So they're going to be the 3 tops of the tea boxes. So it should look pretty good. Top now, I'll cut them to the side and put a rebate in them, and then put a 45 all the way around them. And then I'll laser the names of the teas in the top. I'll laser the tea name in the box too. And then we're just going to put everything together. Okay, just doing the 45 now. Gotta be careful with the pretty small lids. There they go. And lasering the name of the tea box first. And there it goes into the lids. Spraying them up now. Cut up pop when you spray them up, don't it? Look at that. There's the box cleaned up. That's my drying rack where they dry for about 20 minutes. Hey guys, look, we're all finished. 2 great looking tea boxes. God. They were great looking tea boxes. Two tea boxes, exactly the same, but with different interiors. One for your tea bags, and one's got tea boxes in them. Great looking boxes, aren't they, guys? Both the same, but each one's a bit different. As I told you earlier on, one of these boxes is up for sale, so DM me over on Instagram at @dash22, and we can talk about it over there. But yeah, great looking boxes, aren't they? And they both, you know what the word I'm going to say? They both pop. I want to pop too. Okay, they both pop. I'm trying to be a comedian here and it ain't working. Box number 7, guys, is my biggest box I've ever built. It's modelled on the n.g.v. Let's get into the build. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel from Woodworking with Dash, and today we're outside the National Gallery of Victoria, the n.g.v. What a great looking building, guys. And guess what? I made a box of this exact building, the n.g.v. of Victoria. I wanted to show my boxes in there, but I don't think they'd have me, so I made my own gallery. Yeah, look at my gallery, guys. Exactly like the building. This is the biggest box I've ever built, called the n.g.v. box. Look at that, it's got an arch in the centre, it's got advertising on the front, advertising on the sides, and it's a triple decker jewellery box, guys. The lid opens up, we've got 1 big tray, 2 small trays on the bottom. It took a bit of making, this box, guys, it took a bit of making. It's got windows all the way around, the top is made of huon pine, and the box is made of sassafras blackheart. It's just it, guys. It's it and a bit. It is great. Look at that. So come on a journey and we'll make this box right now. my interpretation of the National Gallery of Victoria with the arch. Come on, good, didn't it? I start off by cutting the Occam down the guts to about 160, I think, 30mm at the moment. And for the arch, I'm going to use this stuff. It's called 6mm bendy ply. It's just plywood, but it's made to bend. Look at this, guys. Look how this bends. I bet you it will bend. It'll come in on itself. You can do anything with it. Look at that. And it'll spring back. It doesn't break. It does if you put too much pressure on it, it will break. But it's called 6mm bendy ply. We used to use it a lot in the shop fitting game, but a lot of the shop fittings were curved. Yeah, yeah. Very nice, isn't it? You can do anything with it. Okay, just cutting down the Occam now. Occam's a great timber for doing carcasses. It's light and stable. Great timber. And cutting it down the guts now. I do it in 3 or 4 passes. You don't want to put too much stress on the saw. And working through the thickness now. That thickness is worth great, guys. Look at that. It's about time I cleaned up my offcut rack, isn't it? Cutting the miters. I've got the box all mitered up. It's a very long box, this one, but as you see in the pictures, the building's very long. So now we have to cut the arch. So we're going to cut the arch before we put it together. Okay, just marking the arch now, marking the pattern with the can and cutting it out with a jigsaw. There it goes. And sanding the pattern up on the sander, getting it nice and smooth. And cutting the Occam out now, just roughly. I should get myself a more powerful router, shouldn't I, guys? I think he's right. Got the arch cut and routed out, which is good. I screwed the pattern on, but you don't see any of the outside because it gets covered by bricks. That's why I could screw the pattern on. Okay, just putting the box together now with box ramps. And gluing up for the bendy ply. Putting the bendy ply in, make it oversized all the way around. That way you can't stuff it up. Start in the centre, put a couple of pins, and work your way towards the outside. And cutting the offcut off with the pull saw. And sanding the arch up now. Easy as, guys. Easy as. We're getting there now. We've got the carcass made with the arch in it. The interior is ready for the trays. And we just got to decide on what sort of timbers we're going to use on the outside now. And as you see in the pictures of the building, there's a plaque there. And there's 2 advertising hoardings there. So we'll do them in different timbers, just so they stand out a bit. And then we're going to do the top glass section around. That's a little bit hard, I think. And anyway, we just concentrate on this first. I've got a few timbers together I think I'm going to use on the box. For the bricks, I'm going to use Sassafras Blackheart from Tasmania. I think that'd look good on the bricks. Bit of a grey timber. With that going across the arch, I'm going to use teak. I got some teak here. I think that would be a good contrast. For the advertising hoardings and the plaque, I think I'm going to use Jarrah. So a nice red timber against the grey timber. The problem is that working with a lot of small bits of timber now, very dangerous with the all the saws. So I've got to be very, very careful. But I'll manage, I hope. Or you call me Lefty. Oh, you already call me Lefty. Look at that, guys. Off the top of my finger. but not from woodworking. Well, when I was a kid. Yeah, sure, Dan. Yeah, I did. And cutting the bricks now. Cutting the sassafras blackheart into long best of brick shapes. And routing the advertising hoardings. Be careful, Dan, they're very small. Just putting a small round on them. There it goes. I've got all the long best of bricks cut out of sassafras blackheart. They'll come up well. And I've cut all the teak to go in the arch, as you see there. So all we're going to do now is to glue them all in, and they'll just sit there like that till they're dry. They support each other. I've also got all the advertising hoardings done out of Virgin mahogany and Jarrah. I'll laser some advertising on the hoardings, and then we can glue them to the box. Okay, just gluing up to the teak now, to go across the arch. And starting to put the pieces on now. Start in the centre and work your way out. And I rub them in after a while to make sure the glue takes. All done. Now lasering the hoardings with artists' names. This is something you don't see every day, do you? Me using a hand plane. Ha! And just gluing on the bricks. Eyeing them up now. Look at this. I've got all the cladding on, the sassafras blackheart cladding. And the next trick is to trim up the arch. I run the trim cutter around the arch to trim all that up. Look at the teak come up well, didn't it? And then we got to do the windows at the top, the small windows on an angle. I'm not sure how I'm going to do them yet, but I'll get there. But another unusual box, guys. Look at that. It's coming up quite well. Just routing the offcuts now of the bricks. Take your time. Go with the grain too. And sanding the bottom of the box up. And then I'll put it through again to sand the top of the box up. And the sander works great too. There it goes. And now cutting the grooves for the windows on a 45-degree angle each one, but you've got to be careful because you've got to make them as pairs. It's a little bit difficult, but I got there in the end. And they're gluing the blocks in to hold the upper track of the glass frame. And gluing and pinning in that together. Another day, another box. These boxes are getting more and more elaborate as I go, guys. This is taking me a few days now. Anyway, we'll take it out of the cramps and we'll see how it come up. All the come on, good. Come on, good. All the angle windows are going to be cut out of 2mm perspex. Look at that, guys. And I've got a great looking piece of timber for the top. A bit of huon pine. The king of timbers, guys. Smells that huon pine. This piece will be 500 years old, I suspect, or more. Huon pine grows so slow, guys. It only grows in Tasmania. So it's very hard to get nowadays, but this box deserves a great bit of timber. And it's very bloody expensive, by the way, too. So We'll make the top out of huon pine and we'll see how we go. Just whack out through the thickness of now to clean up a couple of little faults in it. And we'll get the size. And now cutting the slight angle on the top all the way around. I do that with my upright angle cutting sled. That works great too. Make sure you clamp it down though. Don't try to hold it. It'll bite you. I've got the huon pine cut on an angle. Come out great, didn't it? You can smell this huon pine. It just smells so sweet. So that will be the lid. Look at that, guys. It's coming up very, very unique. I like it. I like it a lot. A lot of work though. Okay, just spraying it up now. Look at the colour of the huon pine. Magnificent, isn't it? And the jarrah just pops. And spraying the tray up now. Tray made of hardwood, ash and jarrah. And fitting the little panes of glass, the little panes of perspex. I mean there's 58 of them altogether. Look, we're all finished. The n.g.v, guys, the National Gallery of Victoria box. Box number 9, guys, is a random pattern free draw box. Look, it's made of jarrah and maple. It is just random timbers joined together to make a very, very unusual box. It's a great build, guys. Let's get into it. And today we're going to make this great looking drawer box. It's made of random pieces of jarrah and maple, cut at very random angles. It's just a very unusual drawer box, but you know me, I like making unusual. So come on and we'll make this drawer box right now. Just cutting the ply for the substrate, 1/2 inch birch ply, and docking it now. There you go, make sure I get two out of the one piece. And over to the dado saw to put the dados in for the draw runners. And putting it together with the nail gun now. There's a little nail gun, works well. There you go. And putting the draw runners through the thickness now to plane them down so they'll slide easier in the draw slides. And cutting the drawers now out of Occam. 30mm Occam, so I cut them down the guts and I get 2 out of it. There you go, still struggling a bit there, but I'll get there. I do half, then turn it over and do the other half. And through the thickness as I go. My favourite machine is thickener, as you know. And cutting the drawer sides down to width now. And over to the dado head to put the dado in the drawer slides. And pinning together with my 23 gauge pin gun. Great tool that, great tool. And checking to make sure they all fit right. Okay guys, we've got all the drawers finished. They come out well. So the box is all ready to cover in timber now. And I decided I'm going to use jarrah, which is a nice red timber. And the contrasting timber is going to be maple. So I'm just going to decide what sort of pattern I'm going to put on the top and on the sides and on the drawers. I'm not going to have straight. I'm going to have something on angles, I don't know yet. I'm going to figure that out now. I'm machining the timber down to the one size, and then all I've got to do is just cut whatever pattern I want, glue it onto the substrate. Because now we've got a substrate to work with. Yay! Just budding the maple now. And doing the edge. And putting it through the thickness there again. Different angle this time. There it goes. And there goes the jarreters. And cutting a random angle. Another random angle, just cut some random angles to start with. And I'll take it from there. And gluing them up now. And just gluing them to the substrate. And cutting it out on the bandsaw now, just the small pieces. Got to be careful with the small pieces. Got the first glue up done. Don't cramp them, I just glue them together, but they're being glued to a substrate, so you can get a really tight joint. So now we'll just trim it up a little bit on the saw, and then we'll flush trim it with a router. Yay! Just flush trimming it now with a router, and an upcut router, spiral router cutter in the router. And walking backwards again to the box, as I do, and fitting each piece. Takes time, but it's worth the effort. And doing the drawer fronts now, but they have to be glued up separately. There you go, just fitting more on the wax paper so the glue doesn't stick. Hey guys, another glorious day in the shed. Where would you rather be? In the shed or working? I think I'd rather be in the shed. Yay! Okay, I've got the end panels all glued up now, ready to be trimmed up. They go well, didn't they? Look at that. In a random pattern. I've also got the drawer fronts glued up, but they have to be glued up, but they have to be cut in a straight line. So there's a bit of end grain glue up here. I'm going to put it through the sander. I think it'll be alright. After it's all cut and glued onto the drawers, it'll be fine. Anyway, we'll do that now. We'll put it through the sander and we'll trim up the ends. Okay, you're putting it through the sander now to get it all flat. And just trimming the excess off the boxes now for trimming with the trim cutter. And trimming them up now. Cutting the drawer fronts. There you go, making a straight edge. And gluing on the drawer fronts now. Some cards in between for gaps. And trimming up the excess. And trimming them up with the trim cutter again. Okay guys, we've got it there now. I've given the box a rough sand, everything finished. It's very unique, isn't it? Very unique. Have a look at this. What a great looking box. Couple of gaps here and there which I'll fill, but not too many. And now I'll round over all the edges now, so I'll give it a very tactile feel to it. And then I'll finish sanding, then we can spray it up. Just rounding over all the edges with a small router. Very easy with a small router. And spraying it up now. Look at that guys. It's a great looking design, isn't it? Very unique. Hey guys, look, we're finished. What a great looking box. I call it the random pieces box. It's just pieces of timber cut at random angles. 3 drawers. Now this is a box that just, I'm not going to say the word yet, but I'm going to say it in a minute. It's just great. You made it through to the deep end, guys. My most unique box builds in one video. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you learnt a lot along the way. So please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. It won't be as long as the next video, but we'll see you in the next video, guys.